Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Senior Marketing Specialist. We're thrilled to have you on with us here today. My name is Sadie Palmer. I'm the team leader of training and education, but I'm really here to introduce our good friend over at Allstate, Andy Larson. Now, we do know that Allstate has recently left the MedSup market, but there are plenty of ways in which you can still partner with Allstate and be able to help out your clients, whether they be the senior demographic or the under 65 demographic. So we have Andy on here today to be able to talk about those solutions with you, and we're thrilled to have him. So Andy, I will go ahead and throw it over to you.
Thank you, Sadie, and it's always a pleasure to be with you. And our partnership with you over the years has been super important to us. And even though we have left the Medicare supplement space, we are truly dedicated to keeping that partnership going. So I'm here today to talk about what's the way to move forward with Allstate Health Solutions. And I'm going to turn my camera off before we do so to get into this. You'll see my face here in other places. But as we continue to move forward, first and foremost, introduce our team along with myself and Sherry Blackwood. A lot of things are remaining the same, even though we may not be no longer in the senior space. Our team is still here and dedicated to your success and to finding solutions to the various needs that your customers will run into on a day-to-day basis. We live in an industry of change, whether that change comes from one way or another, whether it's regulation, legislative, some consumer behaviors that we see throughout the market. It's important that we understand how to navigate this change and find solutions that help navigate this change as it embarks upon us. And from year to year, it seems to be different. But this year, we've seen aside from regulatory changes, challenges with carriers, whether it's like us leaving the Medicare supplement market, or seeing carriers that are going to $0 commissions or reduction in service areas, so on and so forth. Of having to navigate that to serve your clients is critically important, whether it was last year, this year, going forward. So what remains constant with us, with Allstate Health Solutions? Our dedication to your success is going to remain constant. We're just going to discuss what that looks like going forward and how our strong portfolio can meet the various needs that your clients face from day to day. And whether that is for today, tomorrow, in the future, 4 or 5 years from now, that constant will not change, that we are here to help navigate these changes with you. And with change, the old cliche rings true again: change creates opportunity. And the earlier that you can get ahead of some of this change and start looking at some concepts and solutions and understanding what's going on in the market. And Senior Marketing Specialist does a great job of keeping you informed of all the legislative changes and all the regulatory changes. But the reality is that we sit here on this recording as of July 16th. We got to start getting ahead of things here to be sure that our clients are educated and aware, and we have the solutions in our pocket to help serve our clients in enrollment. As I mentioned, our portfolio remains strong. Even though we exited the Medicare supplement market, we have been strong in our portfolio well before we even came into the MedSup space, and that will continue forward. Especially in our under 65 market, our broad solutions from short-term medical, indemnity plans, a suite of under 65 plans that can help meet the needs of rising out-of-pocket costs. And then our senior market portfolio will remain constant on the ancillary side as well, and we're going to continue to evolve on that front also. In fact, we've just launched a new product I'll talk about here in a second. Then we have plans on making some enhancements to other solutions to help complement some of those clients you might see, whether it's the Medicare Advantage or Medicare Supplement side, to meet those needs as well. Let's start with the senior market, though. Where are we going to continue on, and what are we looking to do here? Well, what are the challenges that the senior market faces? Medicare Sup market, we're seeing, again, carrier disruptions, rate increases across the market. More and more states are looking to go GI with birthday or anniversary rule. And anytime you go to a full-on GI or a GI rule, tends to have an impact to either a commission or to premium. possibly both. Before we exited the Medicare sup market, we had discussed, or we were about to launch, a high deductible plan G. So whether it's a broader shift to plan N or more carriers starting to promote their high deductible plan G, high deductible plan G does come with a lower price tag. And sometimes when you say lower price tag, that means less commission. But at the end of the day, we have solutions that you can pair up with a high deductible plan G to provide affordable options and cover that $2,870 MOOP that your clients may be faced or exposed to for certain things. So now that's for 2025. It's anticipated with cost of living adjustments that would go up for 2026, although that hasn't been determined as of yet. In the Medicare Advantage space, year after year, we see different CMS rules, changes to payment models, and how that impacts reimbursement and medical costs. What does that lead to? Potential benefit adjustments, maybe less $0 plans. Maybe consumers are looking at more higher deductible out-of-pocket plans to keep the premiums affordable or at zero or as close to zero as possible. So anytime we add out-of-pocket exposure to a client's health insurance plan, we can look at solving that out-of-pocket exposure quandary with certain solutions that will help backfill and still offer affordable out-of-pocket amounts as it pertains to the premium that they pay, the dollars that they pay for those solutions. Allstate Health Solutions is continuing on in that space to meet those needs as your customer needs them. We look at finding the best possible core health plan solution for our clients. But with Allstate, our crusade, if you will, over the years, especially in the under 65 space, has been to solve that out-of-pocket exposure need or that out-of-pocket exposure risk, and offer up solutions and advise on solutions that can help your client when they need it the most, and that's at the time of claim where they could potentially have out-of-pocket exposure. So with our portfolio, we'll continue on with our dental, vision, hearing plan, which offers no waiting period for basic and major services, has coverage on certain plan designs for implants and dentures, and up to a $3,000 annual max. And we'll also have bundling discounts if you pair it up with any other Allstate Health Solutions plan. In addition, we just launched a cancer-only plan. We know that the cancer space is near and dear to the folks at Senior Marketing Specialists. Their Cancer Cares initiative is a phenomenal program. If you haven't heard about it, I encourage you to check it out. And we have launched it in 10 states. So we'll continue to add more states as we go along. But benefit levels range from $5,000 up to $75,000, and every $5,000 in between. And in the past, we've only offered cancer up to age 64. This cancer-only plan will be issue age 18 to 75. It is simplified underwritten, yes or no, accept or decline. So very simple on that front. I believe it's about 4 questions on the underwriting to make that enrollment process extremely simple. In addition, we have included an accident medical expense plan called the Plan Enhancer. Now, this isn't new to Allstate Health Solutions. We've been offering this plan in the under 65 space for quite some time. But recently, we increased the issue age from up to 64 to 70. And very soon, we'll be increasing the issue age up to 74. So therefore, making accident plans, which are fairly scarce in the senior space, giving you an accident plan that you can offer to your senior clients. For those that maybe are still that are retired, but maybe are still living in their home and doing all the maintenance work, someone falls off of a ladder, that client can receive a benefit anywhere from $2,500 up to $17,500. So think of maybe if you're going to be looking at more high deductible G options, a $2,500 accident medical expense plan enhancer can be as low as $10 per month for your client, and can offer them that up to that benefit amount. It does not coordinate with any other coverage. It's just more or less what is the reduced rate or final rate on the maximum allowable to determine what that benefit is. But that benefit can be anywhere from $2,500 up to $17,500, and your client can actually, in some cases, come ahead than what they pay out of pocket. That is a guaranteed issue plan, so very simple. It just simply is going to be click the box and enroll. And lastly, on the senior front, we are going to be rolling out a refresh to our senior indemnity product. So we are going to make this a extremely competitive plan as far as a daily benefit rate, benefit options, the pricing on it to be competitive. We will have GI plans up to 70. So more details will be coming on that here over the next couple of months. We anticipate to have this solution online by September of this year. State footprint TBD at this point, but we are. But as you can see here, as it pertains to our commitment to this space, the fact that we are adding product, creating wider boundaries for the issue ages for certain plans that we have on the shelf already, and the attempt to make existing plans even stronger shows our commitment to this space. And our hope is that you'll come along the ride with us here. And as if you've been writing business with Allstate, you'll know that our platform to enroll is quite simple and user friendly. And any of these solutions, you can bundle multiple plans on the same application. And when you do that, your client is actually only going to get one bundled bill from Allstate to make it super convenient for your clients. So again, even though our core health plan, maybe the reason why you came to Allstate no longer exists with the Medicare sup, we are still continuing to evolve, and your feedback, whether it's any of these solutions or solutions that the market might be looking for, your feedback is important to us and we'd love to hear it. So from that perspective, I encourage you to take a look at some of these solutions and serve your clients as these needs need to be met. So looking forward again, as we navigate toward enrollment, the under 65 world is no exception as it pertains to changes. And as we mentioned, change creates opportunity. Now, within the under 65 space, as you look at the why, well, first off, if you came to us for the Medicare supplement, your contract also includes the under 65 plans as well. Now, I'm no prognosticator into your business as far as I can tell, but I would imagine that most of or a good chunk of the agents or many of the partners that senior marketing specialists work with are also in tune with the senior or with the under 65 space as well. Have clients in the ACA space, individual and family, however you want to call it. So the solutions that Allstate Health Solutions has brought to the table well before the senior market are a perfect pair for your portfolio as well. One reason why under 65 clients eventually turn 65. So if we're marketing just to those that turn 65, you're perhaps targeting your marketing to thousands of other agents just like yourself. So perhaps looking at that target market of 50 plus or 40 plus, depending upon where you're at in your career and how long you plan on sticking around or how you see your book evolving, under 65 clients eventually turn 65. Those are free leads at age 65 because you've been servicing those clients for some time before that, and they've already seen you establish yourself as a trusted advisor. As I mentioned, the under 65 market is not immune from any regulation disrupting the market. Shoppers and switchers will be at recent highs here this year as well. We'll talk about that here in a second. And when we talk about these disruptions, they're not necessarily disruption for the bad. It's just disruption to say we need to change the way we look at our business. And how we look at our business also requires us to, once we have that understanding, to advise our clients on what these changes look like and be ready for the enrollment period, because we need to be firing on all cylinders as it pertains to the time periods that we have. So some changes to ACA, final rule that came out here about 3 weeks ago, late June, has some impacts to SEPs. and how it impacts the Medicaid business as well. So it tightens income verification for sake of those that qualify for subsidies, and then also doing pre-enrollment eligibility checks for income and SEPs to determine if the clients are actually eligible for those subsidies and SEPs. Now, all of these changes are rooted in trying to get waste, fraud, and abuse and some bad actors that have plagued the space for a couple of years out of it. And one of those pieces is going to be for those plans that have been $0 plans to issue for $0 plans, for those that auto re-enroll, will issue a $5 APTC reduction. So therefore, those clients would receive a $5 bill. And this is going to be to boost consumer engagement for those that perhaps were selling $0 plans to fake customers in the past. We're weeding out those enrollments. But once the consumer verifies that the plan is legitimate, then that $5 monthly premium will go back down to zero if they still qualify. And lastly, in the final rule, which impacts if you are both in the senior and under 65 market, the OEP standardization, which says that the enrollment period is going to be limited to November 1st to December 15th. Now, in the final rule, it mentioned plan year 2027, but as recently as of today, so, July 16th, I believe that the enrollment period standardization will be in effect for plan year 2026, so this enrollment period. So again, understanding what's happening here and getting ahead of it and being able to plan both your AEP and your OEP are going to be extremely crucial. And then lastly, as part of regulation, the one big beautiful bill, and this is a big one here, and as it sits today, July 16th, the one big beautiful bill will allow the enhanced subsidies that were established after COVID to go back to pre-COVID or pre-ARPA levels. So in essence, what that does is that puts the 400% of the federal poverty level, that puts that in place once again as the cliff to determine subsidy eligibility. Now, between now and enrollment, there could be some changes or some changes to the formula and how that's calculated. Keep an eye on that. But as it sits today, it is expected that we will be going back to those subsidy levels. Now, what is the impact of that? Well, that could impact the fact that more people will lose a portion or all of their tax credit that they've been receiving over the last 3 years. So, for those that may have been on silver plans, maybe they were on a $0 plan. They will now be receiving an element of premium, or they may be switching from a silver plan to a bronze plan. Also, there'll be some impacts to the cost share reduction, moving away from silver loading. So therefore, that could have an impact on cost share reductions, causing consumers to move from silver plans to bronze plans. So there's a couple of opportunities within this, but I'll start just by virtue of the fact that because of the tax credits potentially sunsetting, going back to the 400% federal poverty level cliff, that may have an impact of consumers looking for alternatives. There could be potentially 4 million consumers in the ACA market today looking for an alternative, and that's where Allstate Health Solutions may come in. Short-term medical has always been, for the last, I'd say 10 years or so, has been a great alternative for those that have low to no subsidy and low to no utilization. Now, that being said, we are currently in a 4-month state of play when it comes to the term lengths available for short-term medical. It's a 3-month plus 1 month renewal for a 4-month total. Now, given the fact that the final rule came back and the one big beautiful bill has passed, once they finalize any of the subsidy calculations, will the government or the new administration go back to 36-month short-term plans like they did in their previous administration? There is current litigation pending. There is a lawsuit of the American Association of Ancillary Benefits versus HHS. There's been a couple of stays within this case for the government to kind of get their plan together to determine how it's going to look going forward. It was anticipated perhaps that the final rule, one big beautiful bill, were a couple dominoes in that plan. But nonetheless, the government has until August 29th to prove their case. So at that point, one of two things could happen. One, there could be another stay. There could be an argument to keep plans at 4 months total on short term. Or if the government rests their case or pleads no contest or decides to back out of it altogether, that could lead the lawsuit leaning short-term medical plans in its current form as unlawful, or however you want to call it. My schoolhouse civics on a Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday afternoon haven't caught up to me yet. Bottom line, short-term medical plans could go back to 36 months prior to open enrollment. That could be huge, considering the impacts of one big better bill and those subsidies. There could be an estimated 4 million consumers looking for alternate coverage. Change can create opportunity. So, and again, where those consumers go, it all depends on suitability. Do they need low to no, or do they need subsidies, or do they qualify for subsidies? Do they need comprehensive coverage on ACA, or could they look at an alternative that could save them upwards 25 to 50% in premium? Now, if short-term medical does not go back to 36 months, in the following states, we are going to be rolling out a 12-month short-term solution where you can do three 4-month plans on one application, where all plans will look the same across all 3 plan designs to stay within compliance, and will be transparent as far as your rates for all 12 months or all three 4-month plans. But nonetheless, this is a 12-month solution that consumers can fall back on if the subsidies do end up sunsetting. So if you are in one of these markets, be on the lookout for more training here coming on this here in late August, early September. Now, that being said, if you are in the ACA space and you have clients that are in the ACA space, we talked about how the impact of the One Big Beautiful Bill and perhaps the reduction in silver loading. It's anticipated that many silver plan customers will move to bronze plans. Now, moving to bronze plans will free up a good chunk of premium for your client, but will still expose them to a high maximum out-of-pocket. And in fact, for 2026, the out-of-pocket maximum for an individual is going to go from $9,200 up to $10,600. So that's a significant jump in the max out-of-pocket exposure for a client, especially when from 2024 to 2025, the max out-of-pocket went down. So with all of the regulation and disruption, carriers are filing multiple plans. There is a potential for rate increases or potential for out-of-pocket exposure, but there's still an opportunity to meet the needs of that rising exposure, and that's with supplemental plans in the under 65 world. So with Allstate, we have our broad suite of supplemental plans, our accident, critical illness, cancer, heart, stroke, so on and so forth. Our goal is to meet our partners where they're at with their clients on that front, and advise them to educate on what those products can do to offer protection, value when the clients have to, or when your clients utilize that plan the most, and the exposure that they face when they do have to use the plan. So from that perspective, right now we are advising our agents to do what's called a mid-year MOOP checkup. Contact their clients, determine if they've satisfied any of their out-of-pocket exposure, recommend a solution based upon accident, cancer, heart, stroke, critical illness, hospital expense, and find that solution that meets the needs of the sensitivities they have with their health plan. But at the same time, offer education on what's going on in the ACA market as it pertains to these regulatory changes, and also get those clients on the books for meetings or their appointments for enrollment to make your enrollment season that much more efficient. Now, by recommending supplemental on every one of your ACA plans or even short-term plans, you offer more protection, offer more value, you insert yourself even further as a trusted advisor. And whether or not they buy, you've provided education and you've done your role. And when they do buy, you increase your revenue on clients that you already have. You're not buying any new leads, and all the while you're being a better agent. We have partnered with the folks at Health Sherpa to provide a pathway for you to quote not only your favorite ACA carrier that meets your client's needs, but also quote it with Allstate Health Solutions' vast portfolio of supplemental plans, whether that's ACA plus accident, ACA plus cancer, heart, stroke, ACA plus hospital, or dental, whatever that flavor is. You'll be able to build a bundled shopping cart price point. So on our platform, you can quote ACA and the supplemental, and you'll get the total shopping cart price for that health insurance solution. Now, by doing this, you've educated your client on the need for supplemental, number one. You've offered a price point and especially within your question and answering in your discovery phase of your meeting. Perhaps you've uncovered their threshold for premium payment. And if you fit a solution into that premium payment that meets all those needs, not only the major medical plan, but you've also insured their insurance against high out-of-pocket, that's a valuable story that you can tell your clients and a value that you can provide that they will see you as their trusted advisor forever. Now, how that works though, and where the rubber meets the road is on the enrollment flow. Now, once you've come to our site, you put that shopping cart together. When you click enroll, if you you'll be redirected to your Health Sherpa account to complete the ACA enrollment with the enhanced direct enrollment experience. Health Sherpa is one of the best platforms in the industry to enroll ACA clients. You will be connected from our site into your Health Sherpa account. Once you've completed the ACA enrollment within Health Sherpa, there will be a button within Health Sherpa to return back to Allstate Health Solutions, where you'll continue where you will continue on with the enrollment for the Allstate supplemental plans. You'll land right in the application, just as you left it off for Allstate, and with a few clicks of a button, you'll continue that application. Now, why is this important? Is because as we look at some of the changes that are coming, the truncated enrollment periods to meet the needs of your senior market clients and your under 65 clients, to be able to do all of these things requires a platform that's going to flow. You're not opening up multiple screens. You're not having to log in 20 different places to do this or that. You can do it all within the Allstate platform and meet the variety of needs your client has in the finite amount of time that you have. Common excuse: I just don't have time to do it all. I want to, I just don't have the time. You can take away that feeling. You can take away that barrier that has maybe held you back in the past. Our site has the solution for you. And we've also made some enhancements to our portfolio on the under 65 side as well to make it more easier and convenient for you to enroll clients. Our cancer, heart attack, stroke plan, our $25,000 and $30,000 benefit levels are now guaranteed issue up to age 64. We also have $50,000 and $75,000 benefit levels that will remain underwritten, but $25,000 and $30,000 benefit levels are now guaranteed issue. So especially with those ACA clients, you can tell a story of ACA plus accident plus dental plus cancer, heart attack, stroke at $25,000. That's a guarantee issue story, no underwriting. Pick, click, and go, and enter in your data for the application, and off you go. We've also included enhancements to our term life benefit. Previously capped at $100,000. Now you can go up to as high as $125,000 or $150,000 with only simplified underwriting. No peer poke, no paramed exam required. So this gives you an example of how we are continuing to strengthen what we do best within Allstate Health Solutions. So whether it is senior supplemental, whether it is navigating the core health plan choice for your clients within the under 65 world, and then recommending a full service solution with supplemental. How can we help you navigate your enrollment system or season with one ecosystem? We kind of preview this, but let's put it out step by step. So one, every day you log into your Allstate Health Solutions platform where you land in your back office and you can go into quote and enroll. Two, if you're in the under 65 world, you can determine your client's core plan suitability. Do they need ACA because of low to no, because they need a subsidy, or because they need comprehensive coverage that will meet their health needs? Or low to no subsidy, low to no utilization, can you recommend a short-term medical plan? But no matter the core health plan, ACA, short-term, whatever it may be, maybe they have a group plan somewhere else as well, you can recommend that full service solution, whether it's ACA plus supplemental, short-term medical plus supplemental, or maybe recommend a package of supplemental plans for your senior clients, such as senior indemnity and dental, or maybe it is cancer and dental, or a combination of cancer and accident, whatever it might be. Again, you can put multiple plans with Allstate in the shopping cart at the same time. One application, one bundle build, and you'll have one ecosystem to do this all in. So then once you've recommended that solution, whether or not they go with the full service or you have to make amendments, you'll navigate the enrollment choice. If it's short-term medical and supplemental, you'll stay within the Allstate ecosystem. And then again, if it's ACA, you'll go from the Allstate ecosystem to your Health Sherpa account, then back to Allstate to complete the supplemental enrollment. So therefore, it's a lot different than what we've perhaps teamed up with senior marketing specialists in the beginning to meet the needs of your Medicare supplement clients. But I can say with utmost confidence that this is the world that we lived in before the Medicare supplement world that we entered about 7 years ago, and will continue to be the world that we'll navigate going forward. The need for supplemental plans in the market is growing by the day, by the season, by the plan year. And as we wrap our arms around these, we hope that you see Allstate as a continued partner to go down the path for your customers that have those needs that need to be met. So as I wrap up today, there are additional resources that you can find by scanning the QR code that you see on the screen today. That'll take you to our team resource page that will have all sorts of resources from brochures, pitch pages, recorded webinars, upcoming webinars, so on and so forth to stay connected with Allstate. And then from there, as we do embark upon the enrollment season, you'll be hearing from our sales teams as well. And we do hope that you can join us for some of the upcoming trainings and education sessions that we will have around the enrollment season and these stories, as well as we make enhancements to Health Sherpa and that arrangement. And then also when we get more updates, if there are going to be more changes to regulation on the ACA front, we can keep you posted on that as well. But at the end of the day, we are super thankful for the partnership that we've created over the years with senior marketing specialists, and in turn, their trusted their trusted partners, which we believe are our trusted partners as well. And that makes the world go round in this business. So even though that we are moving back to what our genesis has been, and that's the under 65 world and the supplemental market, we're stronger than we were before because now we have a broad senior market supplemental portfolio to help meet those needs. So I just want to say thank you to senior marketing specialists and Sadie for setting this up to tell our story as it is today. And Sadie, if there is anything else I can provide, any other details, questions, concerns, I'd be happy to do so now as we finish up.
Yes, I think that sounds great. If you have any questions, go ahead and fill out the lead page below. We can send those questions over to Andy. But Andy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.